Greetings, everybody. What the hell? Oh! Flashlight stuck in my pocket. I was wondering where this thing was. This is many hours later after the intro that I just had where I showed you the snow this morning. And this past Saturday, today is what, the 17th as I record this. You might not see it until the 18th or even the 19th, but it's the 17th as I'm recording this. And the Sunday was the 16th, the 15th was Saturday, and Saturday was 80 degrees out here. And this morning, as I was showing you in the intro, it was 35. So, I don't mind it. I like it. Just like my flies. I like my flies in a mason jar. Oh, that's a beauty, ain't it? Oh, yeah. It talks, too. So, I was just going to do some fixing on this thing here. This is, oh, my Lord of mercy. Power Records, you know, I mean, Captain America and the Falcon. This, I think it was from 1974. I don't know. There's not even an indicia in here. How do you like that? I think this was picked up by my friend Leo from Time Travel Comics a while ago, and you know, I mean, you find stuff like this if you can pick it up. Yeah, it's from 1974, copyrighted 1974. I mean, if you can find stuff like this in a store and it's only $1, and it's even, yeah, I mean, the record looks great. A couple of small scratches, but yeah, it's got some problems down in the back there, but it's readable, and I collect these, and it's only $1. I mean, come on. Now, what I want to do with this, though, is fix that hole there. I mean, look at that. See that? My finger can go right through there. So I'm going to use some mending tape. If I can find the damn mending tape. Look to your right. Oh, there you are. Here it is. See, what I'm going to do is put a stretch of tape along the whole interior. This, you know, all the way across the from the top to the bottom of that area right there. Just to keep it from getting worse, you know, that's all. I don't care much about, I'm not sending this into CGC. I just want to fix it as they would say, medicated comic. Yeah, let me show you what I'm doing here. Oops. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see it. Take the whole thing off of there like that. Just put it right on both. And I might have to put a little piece over here yet. Right there. Little piece, and then that'll fix that. This is archival quality. I think it's used by the Library of Congress as well to preserve their very rare documents, or repair their very rare documents. So, what did I do there? Oh, there we go. Now, where's that record? I should put a record sleeve over this, and I think I will. Bags Unlimited 45 record sleeve, and it's not just a paper sleeve, it has it's lined with propylene plastic. Okay. Isn't that nice? Now I can slip it right back in here. It slides in here. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Slides right into there. Well, maybe it slides in this way. Ah! Maybe it doesn't slide in there at all. Well, you know, wait a minute, it has to slide in there. Because originally this did have a sleeve in it, but it must have been... Well, I'm afraid the sleeve doesn't work right. So, that's a shame. I don't understand why. Let me try it just one more time. Don't leave much space. Well, it fits, it's pretty tight, but it does crease the bottom of the record sleeve, as you can see. But that's so tight, that's probably why it burst through there in the first place. So what I think I'll do is not slide it into that pocket. I think I'll just keep it loose in there and then put this whole thing in a bag. Yes, in a I wonder if that'll fit in a regular size comic bag. Probably not. Let me see. Let me see here. This is going to be one of them. There's a 7 1/4. No, I don't even think it's going to fit in there. These are 7 1/8. I think these bags here, which I bought by accident, 7 1/8. And the other ones are 7 1/4. Unless I got... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I thought that might be possible, that I got a couple of 7 1/8 mixed in with the 7 1/4 ones. Yep, sure did. Alright, well, let me put this with the 7 1/8 because it's going to confuse me. Don't confuse the old man. Let's see. This is 7 1/4. And it'll work. It's tight. Can't fit a bag in there. You know what? This is way too tight. That's not going to work either. Alright, well then. Into a Mylar you go. This is 7.5. No. It's not. It's 7 and a. I think that's 7 3/4. I don't know. For God's sakes, man. Let me out of my way. I'm gonna measure that bag right now. That Mylar bag. It's 7 3/4. Holy moly! Who said that? If you said Jim Neighbors when he played Gomer Pyle and, you know, the Gomer Pyle show, you're right. If you said Billy Batson and Captain Marvel, you're right there too. Okay. There, that's better. Makes the whole thing look better. Gives it high definition. So that takes care of that. That's been around a while. I've been meaning to get this thing fixed and all that. So I thought I had nothing better to do than I'll just make a darn video, a boring little video here. And we were this past Saturday I stayed home, but my wife had to go to her brother's what they call the blowout memorial at the Bar Funeral Home in Chicago, because that's what her brother Glenn wanted to do. And that's where they had a band and music and everybody's drinking and everybody's partying and stuff. I didn't want to go there because they're having another one. Can you imagine? 2 memorials. And another one is in 2 weeks from now. And it's more family and extremely close, you know, friends, but mostly family. So I'm going to that one. And I saw my brother today again, driving me crazy. And then I had to do all this stuff for somebody else that has no means of transportation, so I helped them. And the whole day was just, and then I was driving my wife around because she was a nervous wreck with all her brother dying and all the things that are going on, and it was making me a wreck. And I haven't had a drop of beer, and I like drinking beer once in a while, you know, but I haven't had anything for like 5-6 months. I mean, I don't really drink, you know, contrary to what people might think. I really don't drink. In the summertime, I hang out on the back deck. Maybe on the weekend, and I have a few beers. That, you know, I'll drink then. But am I going to drink now? Yes, I am. Is it, it's an adult video. It ain't made for kids. And I'm going to keep it that way. Especially since I'm having a beer. Oh, that's good. What am I doing? What was I doing? Oh! I got it right in my hand! Whoop, 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 whoop. I just was looking for some things, and I went on this one shelving unit that I haven't looked at for about 7 or 8 years, literally 7 or 8 years. Stuff has been on the shelving unit in boxes that I haven't seen. And I saw this. Isn't that cool, man? I mean, look at that. You got Dino popping through the roof. Oh, look, it's Pebbles and Fred Flintstone. I think they're at a drive-in. Looks like they're going to a drive. Yeah, they are. The Flintstones at the drive-in. It says it right there in the front of the box, you old twit. Now, when I move, I'm going to have lots of cabinets, glass cabinets with doors that open that are made specifically for to display these toys. So I'm going to take them out of the box, display them, and keep the boxes in storage in a garage, but only after we move, which I don't know. That's probably a couple years. I mean, this year, the following year, not this summer, but the following summer of 2004, we're going to be selling the Two Flat because it's giving me a hard time. I can't handle this anymore. I mean, that's where I lived all my life. All my, mostly adult life in that other place. Since 1983, I bought that. And most of my important adult life, I guess. But there's so many problems there with tenants and stuff, and you're breaking even. I'm not, making any money over it. I don't want people to think that I'm some kind of a real estate mogul. I don't make any money off of that thing. It's all, breaking even. It pays the bills. It pays all the mortgages. It pays the insurance and taxes and other stuff, but there's nothing left over for me. The only income I get is from, laundry money and from things that I sell on eBay. Duplicates of stuff that I have or things that I really don't collect anymore, and then I reinvest that money into the collection and get other things that I really do want. And that's the way it is. But I can't do too much of that either right now, and because there just isn't that much there at the moment. But we're getting by. I mean, I keep talking about the furnace. By now everybody knows we got to get a new furnace down here, so we're going to be doing that this year, and that's, it's a big cost, and it's taking a chunk out of our savings, so I have to tighten the belt and sell stuff. What's more important? Having air conditioning and a heating unit, or having boxes and boxes of stuff that you're not going to be able to take to the grave with you. But it's hard to get rid of stuff. It's hard for me to get rid of stuff because I collect so much of this. It has such meaning to me, and nostalgia and personal interest. That was the Flintstone thing. What else I want to show you? This thing here. I'm gonna. And that should. What the hell, man? Wait a second here. Let me shut this light off. There. That's better. This is another thing I pulled off the old shelf. I haven't seen this. Hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2. God, when did I see them? When did I have this? This is about 10 years, I'll bet you. Gotta be 10 years since This is when Scott Costin Brownstar was still, you know, doing videos on YouTube. He had one of these too. This is 4,124 limited out of 10,000. This is the Eimer. The Eimer. And what this has is 3 movies. It's got all by Ray Harryhausen with his wonderful, wonderful effects. Stop animation. 20 million miles to Earth with the Eimer. Earth versus the Flying Saucers. And It Came from Beneath the Sea. It Came from Beneath the Sea. Boy, I'm having a hard time reading this stuff. These three movies are both in black and white and in color, and you're able to toggle back and forth between the black and white and the color while you're watching it. So I haven't, that's what I understand. I haven't opened these or seen it yet, but, and it has, there's 6 discs and all sorts of interviews with Ray Harryhausen and behind the scenes. This is going to be very interesting, and I got this 10 years ago and still haven't even opened it yet. But, let's see if I can pull him out of here. So, here is the Eimer. The Eimer, the Eimer. No, it's Eimer. The Eimer. The Eimer. Now we're going to have problems with YouTube. Okay. You know what? This is going to be harder to get out of there than I thought, and I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, it should be worth it. You guys probably want to see it. Want to see the Eimer. I'm not going to take it out of the base. I think his feet might actually be attached to the base. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at that. This is I was kidding around when I said Eimer and all that. It's Eimer. This is the name of Eimer is actually in North mythology. It's also a monster, Eimer. And now that I'm thinking about it, wasn't there wasn't that the name of something on that movie Attack on Titan? Attack on Titan? I think it was called. Wasn't there a character on there called Eimer? The Eimer? I didn't see the movie, so I don't know. I talk to people all the time when I'm out, having coffee, and then all sorts of different subjects come up, and I kind of remember things, and then I half remember them. But I think they were talking about Attack on Titan, and they were mentioning the Eimer, and then I was talking about the movie 20 Million Miles to Earth with the character Ymir, and then we got to the subject of Norse mythology. Isn't that cool, man? That is just amazing. Ray Harryhausen. This is based on his original modeling of the character. Right here. This is exactly how he did it. It's molded right from there. Now, let's see if I can put them back together, just like stitches. Don't have to be perfect, but oh yeah, I can't wait to have a different place where I can display everything. You know, I got carried away. You know, I had stuff, I've said this 1,000 times, stuff in storage, and I got it out of there to save money. It was $100 a month, and close to $100 a month, and I had to bring it here, and then I had to put it over there at the other house where I got a room over there, and I started taking stuff out of there and bringing it over here as well. So there's it's always, wait a minute, this way? How am I supposed to put it back in the box? Like this? Why is it always hard? This is ridiculous. It's always harder to put it back in the box than it is to take it out. You ever notice that? Ooh, crap, that's not good. Maybe this is the right way. Oh, for sakes. There. Now, what year was this? I know I got this about 10 years ago, but it was probably came out before that. Holy crap. Now, how in the world are you supposed to read any of that? Look at it. I mean, come on, who can read that? Right down there. My goodness. Nobody can read that without a magnifying glass. I don't care how young you are. Oh, great. Now I got to get batteries. (2007). 2007. You know, oh, there we go. Oh, that's much better. You know, when we immigrated here in 1957, my brother, that same year, took me to see this movie. I kid you not. At first, my mom didn't want to take me. I wanted to see it. She thought I might have nightmares because, you know, it's a monster movie and stuff like that. But that forever cemented my... That was the year I came to America, and I saw America. Wow, what the heck, man? What was I doing living where I lived before? Why would I want to live anywhere else except here? And the movies and all the mom and pop shops and the comics and the toys and the department stores and the... Wow. I just, you know, was forever cemented in American pop culture. My feet were forever cemented in it. And then when my brother took me to see this, It was the first movie I ever saw. This was the first movie I ever saw. And how old was I? I was 5. I was 5 years old, and it's the first movie I ever saw. Oh man, how many kids can claim that? You know, I mean today, yeah, you know, but in the 1950s, how many kids can claim that the first movie they saw when they were 5 or 6 years old was some horror movie like this, horror sci-fi movie, and I don't know where to put this damn box. So where am I going to put it? I don't know. My wife, every time I ask my wife, where am I going to put this? Where should I put this? She says, I could tell you where to put it. You got so much stuff around here, I could tell you where to put all of it. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say I should put it in the garbage. Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. You know what I mean. What else? Oh, here, take a look at this here. Now, this is Lars and Mars. I was showing this on Graphic Man 4-Color Fossils last Wednesday. And it's complete. The only problem is, this is from 1951, put out by, well, Ziff Davis. The only problem is that there's a big chunk out of the cover, and somebody decided to do some medical, surgical, uses surgical expertise to do a repair. And then you can see it in the front there, see? This was all, they used a marker to paint that in. And I have another copy of that same one, but this also has a defect on it, on the cover. It's got a piece missing there. So what I'm going to do is make a copy of the front cover and the inside cover of each of these, and then I'm going to repair this one with, put that piece in there. Now I might just put it on there temporary, so I don't it won't be considered restoration, or I might put it in there permanently. I don't know. But on this one, this whole section is going to come out, and I'm going to fix it the right way so that the inside will be restored as well. So when I do that, I'll show you these books again. And on Graphic Man, I was saying that there was, Ziff Davis published a lot of two-shots. And that's what I thought this was. And then I saw the number 11 on there. And then I said, oh, I guess I'm wrong because, it looks like there's been 11 issues. But then I did some further research and found out that Lars of Mars started with number 10 and it ended with number 11. So there really were only 2 issues. Now, what the title was from 1 to 9, I have no idea. I tried to do some research and found absolutely nothing. So if anyone has any idea what the numbering continues from what title the numbering continues on this, let me know, because I find such things absolutely fascinating. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here. Kill these hair-destroying germs. Looks like something out of an EC comic book. Save your hair. Well, I'm a little bit late on that one, Henry. But, yes, when I get these done, I'm going to have to make find a place where I can make some really good copies. I mean, my printer's good, but not good enough for what I want to do with these books. So, oh, wait a minute. I haven't cut that off yet. Well, they'll just have to stay the way that they are. So, my scissors. Let me show you some other things. It's just going to be a, excuse me, a hodgepodge of stuff here. Here is a C.C. Beck cover, Wiz Comics number 101. C.C. Beck was co-creator of Captain Marvel along with, what's that guy's name? Powell? I think his name was Frank Powell. Frank Powell came up with the character, and then C.C. Beck came up with the idea of the costume and everything. And those, I think, later on, C.C. Beck even wrote some of the stories, but this is due for a pressing. It needs to be pressed, but it's in pretty nice shape. Otherwise, 1948. I just love these books. Yes, I do. God, that beer tastes good. After 6 months of no beer. 5-6 months. Here's one from Captain Marvel, September of 1953, 148. I think this was one of the last issues after Fawcett lost its battle with DC, because DC had sued Fawcett over the character Captain Marvel, and well, Fawcett lost. The DC finally sued, I think, around 1941, claiming infringement. The character was stolen from Superman, and claimed that a lot of the panels in the Captain Marvel and Wiz comics were taken from comic strips and Superman comic strips and newspapers, and to some extent that was actually true. But you know, DC did the same thing. It was too bad. And then that lawsuit started in 41. It lasted about 12 years. Finally, in 51, it looked like it was primarily over, and then they settled. I guess Fawcett settled for $400,000, which is probably equivalent today to about $5 million. So that ruined, and they had to promise never again to publish anything with Captain Marvel or the name Marvel in it. That's what DC did. Those bastards. And Captain Marvel, yeah, that really is kind of a shame, man, that it couldn't... that the character couldn't have continued, because it could have changed the face of comics. I mean, they could have continued. If Fawcett had won, they would have been still publishing Captain Marvel, and it was a fun comic aimed at kids. There wasn't anything serious about it. It was just a fun book for kids. And who knows how things might have turned out, you know, during the Senate hearings. This probably would have been a book that would have been recommended for kids to read, you know, because it was really just a wonderful comic book that just don't see it anymore today like this. I've got all these idiot books from Marvel. Ms. Marvel and Carol Danvers in the Marvels, the movie. I heard that was a disaster. Anyway, now here's Wiz Comics. The 138. Look, it's the red herring. That's what... this is what Savannah, which is Captain Marvel's arch enemy, Dr. Savannah. He calls him the big red cheese, or the red herring. What did I say? This is a C.C. Beck cover from 1951. Let's see, here we have the Marvel Family, big 52 pages, number 47. Another beautiful cover. I'm not sure if this is C.C. Beck or not. I cannot tell. It looks like another artist, because even when other artists were doing the artwork and it wasn't C.C. Beck, they always did their best to emulate his artwork. Just a great cover. Flying saucer. The Interplanetary Thieves. What else do I got? Stuff everywhere. The Vault of Horror. Oh, here. Hey, you know what? There's something. I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of these comics I just looked at recently had a this ad in there that I wanted to share with you. See, I put these interleaving papers. It's buffered, and it soaks up any smells and contaminants, and it's I used to use microchamber paper, but it's too expensive and it's not even necessary. You can get this interleaving paper, which is just as good, if not better, for a lot less money. I mean, 250 or 500 sheets for like 30 bucks, $20, something like that. Now let me was it maybe it was this one, you know, where I saw that I think it could have been. Pretty sure it must have been. Just bear with me here. Oh yeah, the beanie copter hat. Take a look at that. Every kid had one. Get this new beanie copter. Only 25 cents. I like them with a little visor. This is my beanie copter. Stan Lee used to clown around in the office, you know, invite people into the office. He said, tell so-and-so I want to see them in my office. And so he would tell Saul Baratsky to tell maybe somebody like, I don't know, Kirby to come into the office, or Bill Everett. Tell Bill Everett I want to see him in my office. And he would just stand there and pretend that he didn't know why they were in the office, and he had a beanie on with the propeller going around and around. Just as a joke. He used to do stuff like that. And then he would tell, and then they would say, what do you want to see me for? I said, see you for? Who said I wanted to see you? I don't want to see you. Go back to work. You stand up with this. He would do crazy stuff like that. But here's something nice. This is a great book that I picked up recently, The Durango Kid. It's number 7 from 1950. And what's special about this one? First of all, it's in really, really nice shape. And look at the cover. It's a futuristic Western. It's called Neo-Futurism because the guy has a ray gun and is using that ray gun to split the trees apart. So it is kind of weird. The first atomic weapon. The Durango Kid versus the first atomic weapon. And here's the back. But, and the ads always make these books very special to me. But what makes it really special is the fact that this has a Frank Frazetta story in it. Let's see if I can locate the darn thing. Is that it? No. Hey, Frank Frazetta. No way. Oh, here we go. Dan Brand and Tippy. That is Frank Frazetta artwork. Oh, there's his name. He's even got his name on there. So this is a very special book. Just beautiful artwork. Lots of story, not like today's garbage. Absolute garbage. And I mean, there's some good stuff out there, you know. But for the most part, it's nothing like... there's so many crappy artists and writers today on the books that... And the books are getting so expensive. Beautiful Frank Frazetta artwork. What did I say? 1950. I'll put that in there. 1950. Oh, something else I wanted to show you here. Imagine that. Imagine that. That used to be this little educational series that they had on the Busy World of Richard Scarry cartoon with Huckle and Lolly the Worm. During that half hour or so cartoon, they would have a little educational snippet in there called Imagine That. It was a great... Well, man, now I got all sorts of stuff piled up here. I'm going to get this done real quick so I can pull it up and show you this back here. I don't want to waste a lot of time, you know, doing it in one clip, so I'll just go to another clip. I save all the cardboard. You know, I use cardboard like this. I cut it off of the boxes, and I can make dividers out of these. I kind of score it with a utility knife. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm doing all sorts of crazy stuff today. But I have to try to measure it, eyeball it. So I'll say that's about the middle, and I will score it. Usually I use a ruler, okay, a straight edge to do this. And then it gets folded. And then you can use it like this, put in your comic boxes as a spacer, but I kind of use it like this. How did I do it? Oh, I put this towards the back of the box, and then this, I put a sheet of cardboard on there, and it's in the box like this, and then that's the space I have, you know, from here to here, from here to here. And then you can cut it if you need it to be smaller, and it doesn't matter, you know. You have I got so much cardboard. And I got so many of these. These are like backer boards, you know. Gives the comics when they're in the box a little bit more, makes them a little bit more steady and sturdy. Oops. And there's different ways you can do this too. You can, you don't have to make it a tent style spacer like I just did. I use, let's see if I can use the same piece here to show you another way that I make them. Let's see, like this, okay? Like this. See that? Now, it already has, well, I already scored it so that, yeah. But I would put it in the box like this, then I got a short spacer that's only this big. And then what you can do, of course this wouldn't be there because I just scored it because I did it a different way to make a tent spacer out of it. And you put this backer board on it against there and you got it again, you know. And you got a spacer like that. And it keeps your books from flying all over the place and getting ruined. I mean, they can get ruined, man, if you don't keep them in there tight. But you guys probably know all that. But I just thought, and I get all the boxes when I go to the grocery store. I get boxes when they just get a delivery. I notice a bunch of boxes and they let me have it. And sometimes those cardboard boxes are so thick, it's unbelievable. I wish I could show you. I got some in the back that are like, man, twice as thick as this. This is already 2 pieces and twice as thick as that. But anyway, what am I doing? I'm thirsty. Where's my beer? Oh, darn it. Come on. What does it say over there? Look on the floor in the cooler. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I'll pull myself out a light beer. No. When I saw those Bud Light commercials with Dylan Mulvaney, I was sadder, but now I'm Budweiser. No, I'm sadder, Budweiser. I was sadder, Budweiser. Okay. The Slaughtered Lamb. You know what movie that's from? An American Werewolf in London. Now, I bought this. The Toony Terrors, Jack Goodman and Kessler Wolf. Oh, wait a minute. This comes out, of course. Yes. This is the background. This is the end of the Slaughtered Lamb. I'm going to put that underneath the sign here, the Slaughtered Lamb. Here's the werewolf. Take a look at that. It's not very big, but it's nice. The big ones cost so much more money, man. I wonder if the mouth opens. No. The head turns a little bit. I think there's only 3 points of articulation. The head turning a little bit, and then the front legs. But it's a nice piece. I forgot what I paid for this. But you can put him here. Here we got, oh shit, what was his name again? I forgot what his name is. But look how cool that is. That's his buddy that got all torn up by the werewolf. That he became, the other guy, his other buddy became. I haven't seen this movie for quite. I got to reacquaint myself with some of these films because I can't remember the names of the characters. Let's see if I can't move over a little bit. Let me see. Adjust this camera. Give it a little bit of a noir angle. Film noir. Or a Batman angle, and there it is. The slaughtered lamb. And good old Frankie. I even got a mouse. It's my pet mouse. It's pretty cool, huh? Check it out. I think this is oh man. Who produces this? Is this I wonder if this is NECA. It is NECA. Holy shit. American Werewolf in London. Isn't it lovely? Who did that song? Isn't she love? I think that was Stevie Wonder. So, you got her holding up the sign, slaughtered lamb. And she's just a little lamb. Oh, damn camera. Oh, wait a minute. Doing it wrong. Hello. Hello, how was the family? Oh yeah, take a look at that. Ooh, isn't that cool? Isn't that lovely? Let me see if I can get it as close as I possibly can. Yeah, there we go. Looks pretty cool, huh? That is fascinating. absolutely fascinating. And one of the main reasons why I keep all the packaging. Because the packaging is as fascinating as sometimes as fascinating as the actual content inside the package. Just like a comic book, the advertisements are as fascinating as the story, sometimes even more fascinating than the story itself. Yes. So, that was the big bash for her brother that died. I think he was only 50 years old, man. Wait a minute, no. How old was he? 60. Was he 60? Crap, I don't know. But quite a pot smoker, Yeah, he smoked cigarettes too, but they say the pot is what really got him the cancer in his throat, because when you smoke pot, 'cause I smoked it in the 60s, for about 3 years I was smoking pot. So I know. You take the weed and you suck it in. You don't smoke it like a cigarette. You don't smoke it like a fiffy. You're dragging it in. You're coughing as you're burning your throat. You smoke 3 joints like that every day, and you're going to tell me that in 10 years that you're doing that let's say every other day. You're smoking 2, 3 joints like that every other day for 10 years. And that's even if you don't smoke a cigarette or anything else. There's nobody that can tell me that there isn't going to be some kind of a bad health effect on your throat, on your lymph nodes, your laryngitis, your larynx, laryngitis. I don't believe in that stuff, man. Oh, here's something nice. And here's a change of pace. I have to bag these yet. These are, oh, this is a beauty. Great shape, great condition. It's got a crease in the middle from the kid who, or it might have been delivered, this might have been a, a comic book that was delivered in the mail, because it's a Dell. A lot of the Dells were brought to your house right in the mail, and they were folded like that. So, but it looks like it hasn't even been read, though. Outside of that fold. Or if someone did read it, they read it extremely carefully and took well care of it, for which I am very grateful. Look at the condition of that book. Off-white pages. Just beautiful. 52 pages for one dime. One thin dime. I got these on eBay, and I think, oh man, for $13, the 3 books. I think that's what I paid. Here's Tom and Jerry comics. Again, very nice, high-grade copy. 52 pages. It does have a P in not marker, in crayon. See, we had a different demographic during that time, in the 1950s. Let me adjust this really quick. during the 1950s, this country was like 95% white, and a lot of the books were comic books were geared towards that culture. That they didn't have comics, for other, shall I say, other cultural entities existing in this country at the time. The who was that? Stoner and some other people that tried to. They did publish all Negro comics that was geared towards African American community, but these comics were so great and so wonderful. I mean, anybody could read them, and you didn't have to be white to read these, but unfortunately, they just didn't have any. I don't think they had that much of an appeal to black kids. It was mostly white kids that they appeal to, because I don't know. Well, they were the ones that, 95% of the country is white, so I mean, they're reading the comic books and stuff like that, and then things started to change, and comic books were getting more sophisticated. People were becoming more sophisticated. They wanted something more for that appealed to a more advanced age group. So they started creating more comics and stories along those lines. The girls, they liked the romance comics. Kids liked the westerns. And that's the way that it was. But then with the demographics changing, now a lot of these books, they don't appeal to anyone anymore. They don't appeal to a culture that is based on Western civilization and Western ideals. It's more a country now that is in the midst of a changing face, the changing face of America. It's not white anymore. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that the comics, they don't appeal that much to other cultural groups, other racial groups, like African Americans, Asians, Hispanics. Yeah, there's a number of African American, kids and adults that read comics, and the same with Asians and Hispanics. But largely, it's always been Caucasians. But now the face of America is changing, and I think that has something to do with the lack of interest in comics. I don't think that African Americans are that interested in, as a whole, as a population, as a whole, and the same with Asians and Hispanics. I mean, and they have, because they got their own cultures that they cling to. They don't cling to American culture. They don't find American culture. I don't even think that we know how to define what American culture is anymore. These other cultures, these other racial groups, would rather see comics with their, if they do read comic books, they want to see comics with their own people, what they can identify with, people they can identify with, and everything is changing so much, it's just, I think that's just part of it. There's a lot, it's more complicated than that, but, I took some anxiety pills too, and I actually fell in a grocery store today on my freaking knee, and I had to take a painkiller on top of it. And now and that's another reason why I'm drinking beer, because it's really, knocking the pain out of me. So I'm getting kind of loopy, but I'm probably not articulating it very well when I'm talking about the demographics, racial demographics, and in relationship to the sale of comic books. But well, holy smokes. Did I show you these books here? I don't think I did. I don't think I did show these books. I go on Graphic Man Show, and then I forget what I showed there and what I'm showing here, and then sometimes I'm on other channels too. What is that now? Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, this is horrifying, it is, I swear. You're insane. This is horrifying, I say. Yeah. Good grief, God's sakes. Oh, I'm really happy I got that book, The Marengo Kid, with the Frank Frazetta artwork in it, man. It's just great. And I got that from, bought it from Larry, who used to have a comic book store, one of the first stores ever, if not the first store in Chicago, called Larry's Comics, back in 1972 or 3. And he was also instrumental, one of the guys that started the Chicago Comic Con. So I visited him every once in a while at his house, and he's still got a lot of piles and piles of comics from his store. So I'm able to visit him and pick up some things whenever I get the opportunity. I gotta move these bags around. So I guess today, the comic book companies are trying to appeal to other, cultural and racial groups, but which they should be doing, but they're going about it in the wrong way. They're going like woke. They're going left. They're leaning towards the left, progressive radicalism, and they're incorporating that into their books, making them fail. And I don't know, but this is a cool cover. Life with Archie, number 118. The 15th center. It's probably 1970. I'm always off by a year. I'm going to say 1972 this time. So cute. I'm actually right. It's February 1972. For once, I got it right on the button. I mean, I've been off as much as 10 years on a book. I'm ashamed of myself when that happens. I'm ashamed of myself when that happens. Let's see, I put that over there, I guess, for now. Oh, what happened to her? Holy crap. This came from mycomicshop.com, Lone Star Comics. Goodness gracious, and see, so I have 1974. They're already 25 cents. Beware, Frankenstew. Yeah, I like the cover on this. You know, it's not anything spectacular, but I like the cover on it. It was only what, $2. So I got to put these in the Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think that African American kids and Asian kids, Hispanic kids, and from other cultural groups, they don't have that much of an interest in collecting comic books. So DC and Marvel, I guess, are trying to make it interesting, but they're going about it in the wrong way. I think they're trying to make comic books to appeal to other groups of people, which is what they should do, which is we want to keep comic books alive, but I just think they're going about it all the wrong way, man. They're getting too political. Keep the politics out of it. Just make fun books to read, some great artwork, and you don't need all that political BS. Create new characters. Don't race swap characters and gender swap characters. Create new ones. Lois Lane, she's got an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. You know what? I'm gonna... Oh, look at the back. I'm gonna post this on Instagram. I'm gonna, with the front and the back cover, I'm gonna see if I can't get someone to animate this for me a little. And I got the music all in my head already, what I want to play. So this has to go into a different pile. I got to start an Instagram pile. I know, I'll just put it over there. Instagram pile now. Should this go in the Instagram pile too? I think so. Yeah, that'll go in the Instagram pile too. Life with Archie, number 36. Oh, Archie to the rescue. Another one of these departures from the norm. These I'll probably post as well, but I gotta bag and board those. I don't want to bore everybody to... What the heck? Oh, I'll be darned. What is this? Now this goes here. Oh, I got another one. Oh, what? I got three of these. Three of these? What the How did I get three? I know Man, I got three of these. How did I get three? I don't know. Well, one of them came from Lone Star. Take that one out of the bag here. I think I showed this one on... Oh, yeah, I must have, because it's got a mark up there. I think I showed this on Graphic Man, the 4-color fossils. A year earlier, they came out with that movie, The Towering Inferno, so I think that this was inspired by that film, and this is quite a departure from the Archie comics norm. You got Betty and Veronica up there stuck in the building they're surrounded by fire. It looks hopeless. They're desperate. Only one chance to save them. Holocaust. Let's see, this is for 1975, and I think The Towering Inferno came out in 74. But here's another copy of that. This might be the one that I showed on Graphic Man, I don't know. Holocaust. Here's another one. This is a nicer copy than the other two. Get yours while you can, because there's a movie coming. I'm kidding you. Movie coming. This is one of my favorite covers, and this is actually a reprint. This is a Tom Sutton cover, I believe. Ghostly Haunts, Charlton, number 41. This is from 1978. This is from 1978. It's number 41 from 1978, but it reprints the original story and cover from I think 1974. I should know because I got several copies of this. I just love this cover. It's one of my all-time favorite covers from Charlton Comics. Tom Sutton, underrated artist, man, Tom Sutton. And Steve, Charlton 66, will tell you that too. What did I do here? I should probably... Boy, I'm getting... I'm getting freaking loopy. I am getting droopy with Loopy from Guadalupe. Wow, look at all this. Look at these. I didn't know I had 2 copies of this. I gotta go through some of these books here. Good grief. I'm getting overwhelmed here. Let's see, these I already showed. Previous videos, and I have them up on Instagram too, I think. Straight Arrow, Custer, Ghost Rider. This one I don't have up on Instagram. And this one I can't really show. No, I don't want to show that. It's got too much. It's almost borders on pornographic stuff. I mean, it's very cool artwork, but for God's sakes, what do I? We showed all this stuff, right? Yeah. Well, for God's sakes, this is ridiculous, is what it is. Let's go into this. I got a box underneath here. I can put these in. Okay, temporarily anyway. Yeah, I want to get these on Instagram. Maybe those too. This, I must have showed this in a previous video. I don't know. From 1985. This is hilarious. Jimmy Olsen, you know, sitting on top of Superman, twisting his toe, twisting his foot and his ankle, and Superman's down there screaming, "Uncle, Uncle, Uncle." Hilarious. This here, I will have to rebag and board, because it most definitely needs to be rebagged and board into Mylar. It's a key issue. This is the first issue of Unknown Worlds. This is number 1. Unknown Worlds number 1. Oh. From 1960. Yeah, 1960. Unknown Worlds number 1 from 1960. Very happy to have this. It's not a spectacular cover that's going to knock anybody's socks off, but it is the first issue. I know there's some people out there that can't seem to accept the word key. But that's what it is. It's the very first issue that makes it of key interest, because it is the first issue. And first appearances of a major character would be a key and important issue. If you'd rather refer to them as important issues, you can do that. But this is an important first issue from 1960, Unknown Worlds number 1. Ooh, I'm glad I took it out of that old bag. Woohoo! Now, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I must have shown this, man. Star Spangled War Stories. These are about the only war comics that I would collect outside of Sergeant Fury. I made a note. Oh, there's a piece missing in the cover. Right on the bottom. Another Star Spangled War Story. This has a lot of, this has some damage on it. Water damage. All along the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. But still a great book. Well, that's gonna be going. Oh, these are books that I picked up for $2. They were in horrible condition. They were $2. And I did some. The covers were off or loose, and rolled spines that I took out. So I did some mending on these, but I only paid $2 for it. This is a Hawkman number 20. It's the first appearance of Lion Mane. $0.15 mark up there. Very low grade stuff, but I picked them up at that price, did some mending on them. There's another one I picked up $2. I already rebagged and boarded them too. They're pretty, like I said, they're low grade, but Hawkman, can't hardly read it, man. It's got the number on this dark print in the back. It's purple printing with a black numbering, and I don't know, it looks like a 13. $1966, got the go-go checks. I call it the checkerboard racing banner right across the top. And this too had a lot of damage to it, you know. I think the cover was loose. I taped it to the inside of the book with archival mending tape. So they're in low grade, but good reader copies. I enjoy them. Star Spangled War Stories number 137. I believe I showed you this. This was a gift from, I think, Kurt. Joker 68. I'll show it again. I think I showed this before. I gotta put these in a pile now so I don't show them again. I got such a mess down here. Everything's mixed up. Here's Unknown Worlds from ACG, American Comics Group. This is number 38. Takes place during the look at them pilgrims over there. One of them's a warlock. the witch boy. And the other girl there, she's delicious candy. They better hope they don't get accused of witchcraft, because they'll be burned at the stake. It's a nice copy, a nice high-grade copy. Beautiful, just beautiful. You know, there was something else here I wanted to show. For Christ's sake. I do believe I already showed it, but sometimes I show stuff twice and 3 times. I don't care. Oh, here is another key issue. Life with Archie, number 42. From 1965. That's the first appearance of Archie Pureheart. Key issue. Key issue, key issue, key issue. Oh, let's see. Oh! Giant-sized master of Kung Fu. Number 1. What did I got these from Larry, who used to... I told you about Larry. He used to have the... Look at all these great ads in here. He opened up one of the first, if not the first, comic shop here in Chicago, and then followed immediately by Joe Zardo, who opened up the Comic Kingdom. Well, he originally had to call a fantasy shop. That he ran that out of his basement. Joe Zardo did. Beautiful artwork. Paid $3.50 a piece for these. It came to $3.50. Or $4. Maybe it was $4 a piece. Certainly wasn't there. And they're all, this is how they came. I have to bag and board all of these. This would be a very, very nice high-grade copy, except the back is kind of messed up. That looks like it was in the bottom of the distributor pile, where they held together with a wire. I don't know for sure. Could be wrong on that, but the back is not looking that great there, see? But that looks beautiful right there. Marvel Premiere. Well, I think that's about it. I think that's about all what I'm going to do right now. I have to take a switch. This is that can, that previous can, that Miller can, what I was drinking earlier. I've had that in my fridge for at least 6 months. At least 6 months, maybe more. Finally drank that. And that's the only one I had. And then everything else belongs to my wife. She drinks this. And I stole these from her. And I don't think she knows that I took them. I'll show these in another video. Picked all these up from Larry. But I will show you this. They were all like not more than $4. This is from 1953. This is number 2. Oh, it even has the year on it. See that? Number 2, 1953. Tarzan's Jungle Annual. Here's a view of the back cover. Oh, I forget what these are called. Oh, maybe it says here. Oh, is that what they're called? I would have never known. They're called Collectibles. Look at that. It's a monkey to me. Oh, look at this. This is cool. They have a mask. Oh, I'm glad nobody cut this out. The African tribal mask. Pages are off-white. See it? I could see it better here. If I should, when you look at it, what you're seeing is slightly cream pages. I don't know why, but here in my light, as I look at this, I'm seeing off-white pages. So it's still the lighting. Well, let's see if you can tell. There. I think you can tell right there that those are off-white. Maybe even off-white to white pages. But just a great Tarzan book, I mean. Edgar Rice Burroughs, 96, 97, 98. Where did they start? Oh, you know what? With the covers, this is 100 pages. Look at that beautiful painting. So with the covers, 100 pages for 25 cents. Yeah. It was still, you know, a lot of money for kids back then, I suppose. You know, 1953, spending, they figure, well, I'm spending, you know, 25 cents for one comic book. I can spend 2 dimes and get 2 comic books. You know, who knows how kids thought back then, but this is nice. I love this. The Slaughtered Lamb. Well, anyway, this was kind of a mellow, loopy video. But, well, the next one will be a little bit more, maybe a little bit more exciting, because I got a lot of Golden Age stuff that I came across. Not just stuff that I recently bought, but stuff from my own collection that I haven't seen in years, and some stuff I didn't even know I had. So I'll be showing you that too, plus this pile from Larry here. Always be interesting. And I'm going to do an interview with Larry, because I think he's an important figure, at least in my opinion. He was instrumental in creating the Chicago Comic Con, and he had contact with Stan Lee and others. So Leo from Time Travel Comics is going to be assisting me with this. And when that happens, we'll let you know in advance, and that'll be a lot of fun, I think. So until the next time, everyone live long, be well.